Welcome to Googling to the Max Part 1, Search Techniques and Tips. In this section, I will cover the basics of searching with Google and introduce you to some more advanced techniques that will get you on the road to becoming expert searchers. The information in this tutorial was adapted from a workshop designed by Joe Barker and John Coopersmith at the University of California at Berkeley. The slide format and the basic material in this online course is used with their permission. Supplemental details were found in the book Google, The Missing Manual by Sarah Milstein and Ray L. Dornfest. The goals and objectives for this section of the course are to learn why Google is the most popular search engine, learn how Google works, learn how to craft useful searches. So why use Google? Google is currently the biggest search engine database. Google uses a unique algorithm called PageRank, a system to get targeted results for your search queries. I'll explain PageRank in more detail later. Finally, Google offers many useful features, shortcuts, and special databases and services. These will be covered in other sections of this course. What's Googling? Googling is knowing how Google thinks so that you can create searches that are going to work best for your needs. Googling is knowing how to exploit Google's strengths and weaknesses. Yes, Google does have a few weaknesses. Google is also knowing how to access and use Google's special features and databases. The special features and databases will be highlighted in another part of this course. How Google works. Google works by using a spider program that finds pages on the public web and builds a huge database from the web pages. WordNet defines a spider as a computer program that prowls the internet looking for publicly accessible resources that can be added to a database. The familiar search box on Google's homepage gives users a way to search this database by entering in search terms and symbols that act as search limiters. Google's unique PageRank system decides how the results should be organized for display. The PageRank system looks at a number of things, including importance, popularity, and word proximity, and placement. The Google Search Interface. Here's the Google homepage. When you go to this page at www.google.com, the default setting is for general web search. Other options that are possible from the homepage screen include images, videos, news, and maps. There are also links for more search options, advanced searching, preference settings, and language tools. In this section of the course, I will be concentrating just on web searching. See Section 4 of this course for information about advanced searching and language tools. See Section 3 for searching images, videos, news, maps, and more. And in Section 4, I will introduce you to some new projects that Google has in the works, as well as some fun things to do with Google. So far you've learned a bit about how Google works behind the scenes. Now we're going to start talking about how Google thinks. Knowing how Google thinks will help you understand how to get faster, more accurate results from your searches. First, when you enter in 2 or more words into Google's search box, it automatically assumes that you mean "and" between each of your search terms. For example, if you enter the words California, vacation, Anaheim, it is the same thing as entering California and vacation and Anaheim. Google stem words to allow for various endings and verb tenses. If you search for kite flying, you will get results that show words kite, kites, kiting, flying, fly, and flies. If you don't want Google to stem your words, you can tell it not to do that. A plus sign forces Google to just search for that specific term. If you only want to search for the word kite or the term kite flying, you can use a plus sign or quotes to make your search very specific. In the example on the screen, the searcher wanted the specific words kite and flying, or the specific phrase kite flying. For specific words, use the plus sign in front of the word. Make sure you don't put a space between the plus sign and the word, however. To find a specific phrase, use quotes around the phrase. Quotes are often called the searcher's best friend. You can get very targeted results using this technique. For some fun, try using quotes in a vanity search, that is, searching for your own name on the internet. Put your name or that of someone you know in quotes in the Google search box and see if you can find yourself on the internet. Google ignores common words, also called stop words, and in database and internet searches. Stop words don't stop the search, they're just ignored. Notice that "and" is a stop word. Remember that "and" is implied in searches. You don't need to use the word to join search terms together. A few other stop words are the, and, or, where, this, who, with, for, and from. Remember, this is not an all-inclusive list, but you will discover other stop words in your searches. Before we leave the screen, I want to point out that "or" in lowercase letters is considered a stop word, but when "or" is in uppercase letters, it is considered a Boolean search term. Go to the next screen for an explanation of when to use the uppercase "or." Google uses the Boolean "or" search to broaden search terms. As I mentioned on the previous slide, "or" is on the list of stop words. That's because when "or" is in small letters, it is ignored. When it is in capital letters, it helps define a search by making it broader. When you use "or," you are telling Google to search for this or that. This is particularly helpful when several terms that mean roughly the same thing as in global warming or greenhouse effect come about. "And" "or" are two Boolean search terms, but Google doesn't support full Boolean searching. For more information about Boolean searching, see the Boolean searching tutorial at the LATI website. Google's ranking system favors pages that have your phrases close together and in the order typed. So with Google, the order in which you place your words for searching really does matter. The next two slides show some examples. If you search for grass snake, your results will most likely be about a kind of snake. Google's stemming feature will also match those words to snakes and grasses. If you search for snake grass, your results will mostly be about a kind of grass. If you search for the words snake in the grass for the complete phrase, most of the pages that you retrieve will contain this complete expression, even though Google says that it would ignore stop words such as "in." It also finds pages with grass snake and a few with snake grass. If you force Google to include the stop words "in" and "the," it will eliminate pages not containing "in" and "the" somewhere. Since most pages contain these words, this type of search probably won't get the best results for what you're looking for. By putting quotes around "snake in the grass," you will get much more precise search results than you would in the previous example. This search requires that the exact phrase occur in all pages. As said earlier, quotes are sometimes referred to as the searcher's best friend. They are often the best, most direct way of finding accurate results when using a search engine or searching in a database. If your search term has an apostrophe in it, first try entering it exactly. If you don't find what you're looking for, try entering it without the apostrophe. You will get different results. With hyphenated words, Google will look for words with the hyphen, without the hyphen, and also compound words that combine the hyphenated words together. Google treats accented letters as different symbols. It will not match a word with accents to one without. An asterisk is a wildcard symbol that substitutes for a whole word. Google doesn't have a wildcard function for single letters. If you aren't sure which is the best term to use, you might try using Google's fuzzy logic feature. If you put a tilde in front of your search term, it will think of words with similar meanings. This is particularly helpful when you are trying to narrow down very general searches, as in the example shown here. Google will think of pages like the one you choose by using links to and from the page, words in the page, and the importance of the pages in links. Possible uses for this include evaluating web pages, finding comparable pages, and broadening searches by seeing what else links to a particular website. You can use the related : search limiter to find sites that are similar to the one that you choose. Remember, don't put any space between the colon and the URL that you choose. The end title search limiter forces Google to look for your search term in the official title field of the page. By title field, I'm referring to the title field in the HTML coding, but for most purposes, this is also the title that appears on the web page or in the text on your browser just above the toolbar. A Google search for the term mileage without the end title limiter results in millions and millions of hits. But by using the end title limiter, you focus your search and narrow your results considerably. The site colon limiter limits your search to a particular website. When you use the site search, remember to include both the site that you want to search and the search term or terms that you are looking for. The sample search on this slide searches just the official White House site for information that includes the terms global warming or greenhouse effect. The NURL search limiter forces Google to search just within the URL, which stands for Uniform Resource Locator, by the way, also known as the web address. In the example on this slide, Google searches for the term Gettysburg in any web address that contains the term Lincoln. See the sample result to see how the search might work. In title, in URL, and site colon are just 3 examples of specialized searches that you can do. You can also search within the text of documents or look for specific file types, PDF, PowerPoint, Word documents, etc. You can also mix your searches and tell Google to eliminate some things from your search. For more information, see the resources listed at the end of this presentation. Google does have a few weaknesses. It doesn't support full Boolean searching. You can only make use of the default and the forced and the or terms in your search. Although it does stem words, it doesn't allow for truncation. You can't put in part of a word and get Google to guess the rest, although if you misspell a word or enter a strange word, it will often ask you if you really mean something else and take a guess as to what you might really be looking for. Or it will show options as you type the word in the search box. Google isn't good for most deep web searches, which is why libraries subscribe to unique databases. However, Google is improving in some specialized areas such as Google Scholar, which searches scholarly documents, Google Books Search, which searches the full text of millions of books, and has a Find in the Library feature, which connects to the OCLC database, which makes it easier for patrons to find titles in their in local libraries. OCLC stands for Online Computer Library Center, and it's a worldwide library cooperative. Google considers the first word you give it to be the most important. A search for the terms Library Maryland brings up different results than Maryland Library. The Google search box can be used as a calculator, a mathematical converter, and a dictionary. It can also be used to find airport conditions, track airline flights, find stock information, look up information in white and yellow pages, and get movie listings for your home location. With Google, you can also track packages from UPS, FedEx, United States Postal Service. You can also look up universal product codes and vehicle identification numbers to get vehicle information. For more information, check out these resources. Google also has excellent explanations of its services throughout its website. Congratulations! You've completed Part 1 of this online Google training course. Practice some of the things you've learned before moving on to Part 2, Google Tools and Shortcuts.